Hey there everybody, it's Matt with Maticus Videos, and today we're doing a video game review. Now I've been putting this review off for several weeks because this game affected me very deeply. Um, the game is called To the Moon. It's a 16-bit indie RPG, which, if you know what that means, you're probably wondering, well, how did this game affect you in any way? Because, the style of the game is, old school. It, kind of appeals to the nostalgic, old school gaming aspect that most gamers have deep down inside. Um, the reason this game affected me so much is it's a game that tells a story. It's not an action-oriented game. There's no fighting or anything of that sort. Um, it's slow-paced, but by no means is it boring at any point. Um, I I played this game through in 2 sittings, and the only reason it took that was because I literally stayed up until I could not function anymore, and I fell asleep with the computer in my lap. Um, anyway, let's get to the overview. The game is about the main character, Johnny. You start the game, you're at his um, cliffside, seaside house, and it starts off with this beautiful piano accompaniment. The soundtrack for this game is fantastic, but I'll get further into that later in the review. You see that Johnny is terminally ill. Yeah, he's old, and his health is failing him. Um, you see there's a couple doctors, Dr. Neil and Dr. Eva, come to him. They're from an organization called the Sigmund Corporation. So they're not doctors in the sense of healers, they're doctors as in scientists. The Sigmund Corporation, what they do is they can go into your memories and make it to where in your mind you fulfill something that you weren't able to fulfill in your actual life. For Johnny, it was he wanted to go to the moon. See the connection there? Game's called To the Moon. Yeah. So they come and they use their equipment, and the way they make this work is they go into your memory using a special machine that they have, and the two of them go in reverse through your life, essentially. They go to the earliest point that they can get to and implant the idea in your memory to do what it is that you want to do. In this case, it would be to influence Johnny's earlier memories into being an astronaut. In doing this, you get a full look at Johnny's life. That's where the fields come in. As you go through, you see that he was married to a girl named River. I guess a woman named River. Yeah, semantics. You see that River had Asperger's syndrome, which if you don't know what that is, it's a kind of an off branch of autism. It's make it to where you don't have high social skills, but the two of them loved each other very much, and he built the house that he lives in now for her. And you go back through, and it's a bit, surreal in the early memories. Like I said, it goes from, close to the present all the way back. So we start out, a few months before, and it's, so you just see Johnny after River's passed, and you go into the River's last moments, and she is asking to look out for the lighthouse because River believed that all the stars in the sky were lighthouses shining their light to guide people. you know. Anyway, as you go further back, you see the relationship. You see where River kind of had her turning point, because the place that they built their house, the lighthouse was there, and that's where her and Johnny Lee bonded. It's where they had their wedding. But eventually they were selling the land. They were going to tear the lighthouse down, and that's where River's you know illness, as it's spoken of in the game, kind of took a turn, and it just brought her down, and eventually another illness claimed her life. And as you go further back, you see they get married. You see their wedding. You see them going on dates and whatnot. You see Johnny doing his best to help River with her syndrome. And there's parts in the game where he's a very selfless person in general. Like, you see that eventually he gives way to selfish tendencies of, he wants River in his life, and all she wants is all the money they have to go to building that house. And he wants to use the money for treatments for her illness that she develops later on. And it's a big contrast of what's best for the person you love, what they want versus what you want for them. And that's just one of the things this game tackles. As you go further back, you see that Johnny did give up a lot to be with River. He's a good musician. He writes these beautiful piano piece for River. It's called For River, and it's just this simple tune, but it carries so much emotional weight with it. As you go further back, though, it then tackles the issue of repressed memory, because there's a point to where they can't go further back, and that's a problem for them, because the doctors need to go way, way, like, early childhood to be able to plant these things in your memories. But they get to 12 years old and they can't go back. It's all blurred. He doesn't remember anything that far back. And what it was is, I don't want to spoil anything because I really want y'all to experience this game fully. So I won't spoil that, but it tackles that. And eventually they do get back far enough after a bunch of wacky adventures, because the two doctors themselves are hilarious. You have their two contrasts. Neil is this geek. He makes Doctor Who references. He makes comic book references. He's me, essentially. And Dr. Rosling is very professional, and we have to do this correctly and by the book. And so you get invested not only in Johnny and River, you get invested with these doctors. This game does a fantastic job of immersion with the medium that it chose to go with, and that's the 16-bit. You're looking over everything. It's all pixelated and everything, but it doesn't matter. You're in the environment. But anyway, they eventually are able to get back far enough, and they implant those, they implant the want to go to the moon. But to do this, they have to take out River. They have to make it to where he never meets River, to where he never falls in love with River. They have to completely take her out of the thing. And there's a big conflict between the two doctors in doing this. But and that's where the big emotional turning point in this game is. If you don't look up this game, which I recommend if you don't, want to take the time out to play this game, because it's a decently long game. It takes I think it took me about 5 to 6 hours to finish the whole thing. But if you don't want to play it, I recommend, if you don't know the YouTuber Markiplier, He has a fantastic playthrough of it. I think PewDiePie has a playthrough of it. A lot of YouTubers have a playthrough of it. For an indie game, it got a lot of spotlight. But if you, even if you don't want to do that, look up the song "Everything's Alright" from the soundtrack. Even if you don't know what the song's about, it will tug at your heartstrings something fierce. That sounded very southern. Anyway, um, you know, this game, I I want to think a psychiatrist or somebody that knows how the ways the mind work made this game, because it knows exactly how to get inside your head and inside your heart. Um, but the game ends on a fantastic note. Like I said, I don't want to give it away. I want you to experience this game. I This game has affected people that aren't even gamers. Me and my roommate showed his girlfriend this whole playthrough on Markiplier's channel, and it changed her way of thinking of video games. Um, but yeah, I highly recommend this. I would give this 100 out of 10. Um, this is one, it's not my favorite game because I do have a lot of games that hold special places in my heart. But this game changed my way of thinking of video gaming. And I'm a gamer. I understand that games can tell a story, but this really cemented that for me. Yeah, it's called To the Moon. It's by Freebird Game. It's on Steam. It's just for PC. I apologize if you're a console gamer. I have no preference. Um, but yeah, give this game a shot. Please give this game a shot. If anything that I do on this channel, doesn't, you don't do anything else, look this game up. I don't even care if it's a let's play, if you play the game, if you just look up a synopsis. I don't care. Do something. But anyway, I've gone over my normal time limit on this one, but I don't care. This game needs that much time. I could speak more and more on this, but I don't want to spoil it for you. I don't want to ram it to the ground. I don't want to ramble, which I already have. I'm rambling about rambling. But anyway, that's it for this review. I should be doing an anime review and a book review next week. Yeah, I have a book review and an anime review. But like I said, that'll be next week. If you like this video, hit a like. I'll try to put a link to Markiplier's playthrough of this in the description below. I'll try to put a link to the Steam link. I guess I'm still getting used to this whole YouTube thing, but anyway, if you like this video, hit a like. If you want to see more content like this, I do anime, gaming, books. I'm gonna start doing a weekly show review on the show coming up, Shadowhunters. If you want to see that kind of content, please hit subscribe. I would love to, see if you have any requests of things you want to see me review. Throw it in the comment section down below. I'll see it. I'll reply to you right away. But anyway, that's all. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see y'all next video.